Hey everybody, my name is Doug O, and welcome to my channel, Simple Real Estate Success. Today we're going to be talking about the customer. Now you've all heard it before, the customer's always right. Or, as I like to say, the customer's always right? We're talking about the customer. I'm going to start off by having you put on your thinking caps. Complete this sentence. All customers are... Go ahead. You have 5 seconds. Go. Okay, now time. Now, what are you probably thinking? That was not 5 seconds. This is YouTube. Why am I waiting around? I need my information fast. I don't even know if I want to listen anymore. Well, all of those things that you're thinking, all of those things that you're experiencing, this is exactly what your customers are thinking and experiencing. If you give your customer a timeline, they're expecting to hear from you. You should stick to it and be on time. Because if you don't keep your promises, they'll have the same feelings that you just experienced, and they'll probably start to look elsewhere. Another agent's only a click away. So make sure that you follow up and do what you say you're going to do. That's your first nugget for today. So now let's fill in the blank. All customers are almost always wrong. Now you're thinking, come on, there was only one blank, and now the answer is 3 words? Well, have you ever heard the saying, think outside the box? Well, I don't exactly agree with that. I think you should think inside the box. Now you're thinking, wait a minute, there's only one line, the answer was 3 words. Isn't that thinking outside the box? Well, you see, the box just represents the parameters that you work within. And in this case, the box was 1 line. Adding the additional words, one would think you're thinking outside the box. Well, not really. The problem isn't that the words are outside of the box. The problem is with your box. Which is why I say think inside the box. Quite often, agents will address the situation with their client the way that they would act themselves. An example, I heard an agent say that they would never recommend a client buy a home without a home inspection or without first seeing the home, sight unseen. Well, just because an agent wouldn't do it personally doesn't mean that it's not a viable option for the client. Then a client will lose a home to another offer and the agent will tell them, well, we did everything that we could. Did you? Did you really? So I'm suggesting that agents get the customer what they want instead of what the agent thinks those limitations should be. In my opinion, the outside of the box should be your values, your morals, honesty, and stay within your integrity. That's it. Everything else, every other possibility is inside the box. It may not be the choice you would personally make, but it's possible to help your client win. And if your client's okay with it, then do what it takes to win for your client, as long as no one sacrifices their integrity. If you don't want to operate within integrity, then you probably don't want to listen to this channel because that's the way we do things around here. Why would I say the customer is almost always wrong? Well, let's lean into it. We've heard time and time again that the customer is always right. The customer comes into the situation with their own preconceived opinions and expectations based on their experiences about what the home buying process is like. Oftentimes, they really don't know. And why should they? They're not buying and selling homes every day like you are. They may not fully understand the impact of the financing on their offer. Things like banks versus direct lenders versus brokers. What's the current market like? Maybe they're talking to a friend or a family member who bought a home back in the 1980s. The market is way different now. The strategies are way different. Maybe they're just inundated with information from the internet and HGTV. They really believe that that's the way the process should be. That is, until they get into the weeds and they find out otherwise. Maybe they're only focused on one thing instead of the entire picture. Have you ever had that client that only focuses on the interest rate? Well, there's a lot of factors that go into the purchase of a home. And the interest rate's one of them, and it's very important, but there are a ton of other factors that can get them into the home that they want at the best possible price. Maybe they're only focused on price and end up with a home in a neighborhood that they don't like, or a home situated next to a train track. Maybe they just don't understand everything that it takes to buy or sell in the current market. Maybe they're actually better off renting. This is where you come in. Your job is to give them the information that they need to make an informed decision, to get into the right home for their situation. Also, your job is to understand that situation, know the process, understand when they don't have leverage and how to use it to their advantage. So, to sum it up, the customer is almost always wrong. I say almost always because the customer can bring a lot of useful information and expertise to the table. Maybe they're experts in construction and renovation, finance, maybe a ton of other buying experience, like an investor. So the customer can be right about many things. However, they can be uninformed, misguided, confused, heading down the wrong path, and getting bad advice from the wrong places and the wrong people. Maybe they're thinking about too many things at once and they just get overwhelmed and confused. That's when your experience, knowledge, will fill those gaps. Your job is to guide them, get them focused, and to understand all of the things that it takes to be successful in the current market. Let's wrap this up. So the first thing that we covered today was to not make your customer wait. If you set a time when you're supposed to get back to the customer, then be there on time or earlier. Don't make them wait. If you do, your customer is going to have that same feeling that you had. They will wonder what's going on. Is there something wrong? All these negative thoughts start to creep in and they become confused and anxious and they start to lose trust in you, which can hurt your relationship with them long term. The second thing that we learned today was to stay inside the box. Now, what's inside the box? Pretty much everything. All possibilities that are honest and fit within your morals and integrity. Other than that, everything else is in play. As a side note, don't expect your clients and other agents to have the same values and integrity that you do. Everyone is different, and we have to learn how to handle those situations. If you want to know what your values should be, then you shouldn't be looking at this video for the answer. If that's what you're after, then you're probably looking in the wrong place. Do you know where you should look? In your gut. Because that's where the answer is. You know that feeling you get when you probably shouldn't say or do something just because it doesn't feel right. Well, go ahead and go with that feeling. And just don't do it. Stay within your box of honesty, morals, and values and act with the utmost integrity at all times. The third thing that we covered is that the customer is almost always wrong. They're probably just a bit misinformed, misguided, and getting information from the wrong places. They could be just aimlessly wandering around through the process without any direction or guidance. They come with preconceived notions of the way the process should work. Your job is to understand your clients so well that with your experience, knowledge, and expertise, you'll guide them on a clear path to victory, to them selling or getting their perfect home. Because this is the first episode on this channel, I thought it was very important that no matter where you are in your career, that you start off with the right mindset that's going to help you get to that next level. In future episodes, I'm going to give you exact words that you can say and actions that you can take, that you can get more clients, keep more clients, and win more deals for your clients. The best way to make sure that you don't miss out on this info is to subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way you get notified the next time I upload a video. Lastly, leave me a comment below and let me know if you got any value out of this video. Thanks again for tuning in, and see you next time on your way to a simple real estate success.